Hi, my name is Glenn Swanson. Some of you may know of me through my various social media posts on Star Trek. This past summer, I posted a series of small articles about the AMT Star Trek model kits. In 1966, Aluminum Model Toys Corporation, AMT, based here in Michigan, signed a contract with Desilu Studios, the producers of a brand new television series called Star Trek, to produce, among other things, a model kit of the Starship Enterprise. In the summer of 1967, the very first model kit produced by AMT for Star Trek began to appear on store shelves. It was an 18-inch plastic model, shown here, and it was phenomenally successful. In fact, within the first year of its production, the model kits sold over 1 million kits. AMT was delighted. The plastic model industry as a whole was quite surprised at how well a first-run television series, a product from that, took off. Because of the success of that particular model kit, AMT produced another kit. And in the summer of 1968, the Bad Guys kit, the Klingon ship, started to appear on store shelves. It also sold quite well. Well, as a result of the anniversary, the 55th anniversary of that model kit, a group of us have put our heads together and we've begun researching what we hope to be a series of books, roughly 3 volumes, that will chronicle the history of all of the AMT Star Trek kits. We're working on the first volume right now, and we hope to have that out hopefully by next year. One of the products that we produced as part of our research for that series of AMT books is a collage poster, and I've got a copy of that shown in the back here. We got a lot of responses from fans of Star Trek like yourselves who submitted to us snapshots of their very first model kits, along with little stories that talk about them as they struggled with putting them together. The stories are very interesting, and the pictures are even more fascinating. We put together this collage poster that represents 67 snapshots from the many that we received, and we've posted that poster, a high-res copy of it, available online for free that you can download and print up. The copy that we have back here is one of the early prototypes of the poster that we put out for Wonderfest this past June. So we hope you'll take advantage of that and go out there and download that poster and produce a copy for yourselves. We also put together a little sticker here that was designed by artist Carl Tate. This little 4-inch vinyl sticker is emblematic of the anniversary. It shows the original Don Greer artwork of the Enterprise that appeared on the very first box kit, and we also have that available, and you can contact us via our website if you would like to obtain copies of that. But what I'd like to talk about in this video here are some of the premiums that AMT offered as part of their run of these Star Trek kits, these early Star Trek kits. The very first premium, the premium being the advertised item that was on the box that's in addition to the model kit, started to appear shortly after the first model kit came out. Some of the timing of these things is difficult to nail down precisely to what year, but we know for sure that when the Klingon kit came out in 1968, kit number 952, on the outside of that box there was printed on the side panel, "As seen on NBC TV, free offer, look inside for details." Okay? And when you open that box up from that Klingon ship, you would see the model kit, but in addition you would see a little flyer, and in that flyer was basically a free offer that allowed you to right away to what turned out to be Lincoln Enterprises. And most fans know what Lincoln Enterprises was. It was Gene Roddenberry who created Star Trek, his company that he set up on the side to sell items pertaining to the series. You know, there were photographs, There were insignias, there were scripts, there were copies of the original writer's guide, and there were trims or 35mm clips from the original television series that proved to be very popular. So this, as far as we know, was probably the free offer because it was absolutely free. All you had to do was just, stick a stamp on and write and fill out this little slip to Lincoln Enterprises in Hollywood, California, to Department R, which we think stood for Roddenberry, and then they would send you one of their catalogs. But also stuff into those packages, and these may have appeared also in some of the Enterprise kit packages, was an offer by another company for something called a science program. And that offer basically wasn't entirely free. You had to submit a dime, okay? And when you submitted that dime to this program, they would send you a 1/96 scale Revell model kit, okay, as well as the first in a series of booklets that made up the science program. Now, that wasn't entirely free. You had to send the dime in order to get that, but you also had to send $1, okay, to cover the cost of them mailing you the first installment of the science program as well as the model kit. And then on a monthly basis, they would send you other copies of this booklet. Okay? And the booklet was really interesting. The first series was about the space program, because this was in 1968, 67, 68, when the Apollo lunar program was well underway. And the booklet was basically a color booklet that had information and drawings, and it was actually quite well done. It was a small, a fold-over 8.5 by 11 booklet with a saddle stitch stapling on it. And there were stickers that were included with it that you could break out like postage stamps and then lick the back of them and stick them in. They were color stickers. They also had a really cool poster, okay, outlining the trajectory of going to the moon with some art. And then, of course, you had the Revell model kit. Now, some people might wonder, why is a Revell model kit being placed inside of an AMT kit? Well, AMT and Revell had a relationship. Obviously, they were competitors. Revell was based in California, AMT here in the Midwest. Both of them were large producers of model kits at the time, but they did exchanges. And indeed, AMT and Revell sold each other's kits at one time. And I have a sticker that says AMT Revell on it. So there was a cooperation between the two model kits at that time, so this wasn't a surprise. But the model kit is still out there of the lunar module and the command module. One, like I said, a 1/96 scale model kit, and you could still pick that up. But it was a pretty good offer at the time. So it wasn't entirely free, but it was one of the early promotional items that was offered in the model kit. Iron-on transfers were a big thing. I've got one here on my chest. This is a shirt, one that we're going to talk about here, that says "Keep on Trekkin'." In the 1970s, iron-ons were extremely popular. I don't know if you remember them or not, but basically they were vinyl-coated graphics that were placed on kind of a waxy paper, and they would be applied onto a garment, a t-shirt or jacket, with heat. You could use your home iron, but also other shops that were set up had a larger press with a lot of heat and a lot of pressure that could stick these images on your garment. And I remember going into the malls and seeing some of these shops set up. Usually they were combined with kind of like record stores where they would have a lot of these graphics that were printed in kind of a latex ink, and you could pick which design you wanted and then apply it to a shirt. Spencer's, if you remember, Spencer Gifts also was another one of the stores that would offer a lot of these. Well, AMT picked up on that in the mid-1970s with that popular craze, and they offered a special iron-on transfer deal. When you open the box top, inside was a nice little flyer shown here where you can see all 4 of the different transfers that AMT offered. You can see they had one called "Keep on Trekkin'," "Klingon Power," "Star Trek Lives," and then kind of an assortment of little graphics that you could cut out that included Vulcan Power, "How's Your Tribble," the rank insignias from the different commands, USS Enterprise. They were quite reasonably priced at $1 a piece, or you could buy all 4 of them for $3. And what I want to focus on with this video today are those transfers, because they are still available. You can find them out on eBay. These 50-year-old iron-on transfers, they're still out there. And indeed, I found a set of them, and here's one of them right here. They were 6x9, printed on this little waxy paper. You can see on the back here is the ink portion, and then on the top, of course, is the image here. And what I want to show you folks is to go back in time and follow the instructions that are printed on here that were given with these iron-ons to see if they still work. So here I have the iron at its hottest setting, which was cotton. That's what the instructions were. And I'm counting down about 10 seconds and applying pressure onto the transfer. Notice the position of the transfer. I've got it centered. There's the little piece that I cut out, and it tells me that you want to rate about 1 minute after you've applied the heat to it. Alright, now we're ready to peel back. So a minute has elapsed, and we're very carefully peeling back the transfer release paper, and I'm finding out that it did not stick to the shirt. So we're going to give it another whirl. So now what I've done is I've cranked my iron up all the way up to its hottest setting, which is a linen setting. It's actually hotter than cotton. Apparently the cotton setting is 350 degrees and the linen setting is supposed to be a little bit hotter. So we're going to hopefully use that extra heat to help stick down these 50-year-old AMT transfer that we have here. So again, I'm applying that hotter setting, and this time I'm going to apply it for roughly 2 minutes instead of 1 minute. And it looks like we're getting the transfer. I see the saucer section of the Enterprise. The old girl is sticking to the fabric, and it looks like it's staying. You just want to be really careful in peeling back this transfer paper. Just take your time. We've almost got it all peeled back. We're just down to the keep part, so let's keep on sticking. There it is. It's stuck. Ain't that gorgeous? We have an original AMT shirt from 50 years that have transferred successfully. Unfortunately, there's an epilogue. The graphic quality of the original 50-year-old transfer, as you can see here, is quite good. The colors have held up very, very well. Unfortunately, the application is starting to remove itself from the t-shirt. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to hold up very well. So we hope you've enjoyed this little video. Even though the original 50-year-old AMT transfers successfully transferred to the shirt, they didn't quite hold up. We are in the process of reproducing the original artwork of the AMT transfers to make those available to folks. So we hope, perhaps next year, that these transfers will be available to a new generation so that they can keep on trekking. Thank you.